Hola, bienvenidos. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos.
You want to go and look at it? Go look at it.
Hola, bienvenidos.
Very common that it happens. So group fun, yeah, some more coffee, nice. So well, now ready for this second part of the tour, in which we are now going to explore the most well-preserved areas of Bogota from an architectural point of view, and we'll see if it is possible, and if you would like to do it, try some chicha. That's the idea. Important to state this: chicha is a drink that is available in many different parts of Latin America, from Mexico down to northern Chile and northern Argentina. From the base, it is a drink that can be fermented or can be not. We have fresh chichas and fermented chichas. The fermented chichas are slightly alcoholic. They have an alcohol content of maximum 4%, well maybe 5% tops, that's it. And we have fresh chichas that have no alcohol content. Among the most famous fresh chichas, we have the purple chicha from Peru, chicha morada. It is refreshing, very good for any kind of meal, by the way, lunch, dinner, etc. What about another fresh chicha? Have you ever wondered if it is possible to drink pasta? Have you ever asked that yourselves? Could pasta be drunk? No, I don't think so, like that. Well, don't worry, because the Venezuelans have the answer for the question that was never asked. Yes, they have something called chicha andina from the highlands of Venezuela, in which pasta, spaghetti more specifically, is cooked up to the point when it gets very mushy, very smooth, very soft. Not al dente, as we like our pasta. It has to be very soft. And then that very soft pasta is put into a blender in a mix of powdered milk, milk cream, cinnamon, and sugar. All blended together, and then is served with ice, unexpectedly refreshing, and it has a very silky texture. That is a pasta chicha, yes. And the Venezuelans have the answer. Where can you try it? There are some places in the streets of Bogota, namely in the main square, where there are some Venezuelan traders, vendors offering that kind of chicha. Very unique. Would you try this kind of thing? Something made out of a pasta that was made a drink. Yeah? Why not? Could be not. I'm going to show you the place where it could possibly be available. And for the chicha that we could try, that one is fermented from corn. It is basically fermented mashed corn kernels, water, some sugar, unrefined brown sugar, and yeast. That is added in order to aid in the fermentation process. What did you have, by the way? Some chicha or not?
No, chocolate.
Chocolate, very good, yeah, exactly. Much better, to be honest. Chicha is an acquired taste, and you're going to find that out if we try it. So, my friends, now we're going to start our second part of the tour. Let's see, we have some trash bins over here. Not really, don't worry. We'll have another one in a moment.
Yeah, it is. Actually, we have distinguished you.
Yeah.
We have but you're from
But she doesn't take one. Yeah, I arrived, so I said we could
So, yes, I mean, we don't have distinguished
Yo me puedo demorar 10 minutos.
Ayer me comí con
Bavaria. He started by a guy called Leo Kopp. Curiously, he was not from Bayern. He was from Offenbach, from Hessen. But he decided to name the company Bavaria because of the fame of the Bavarian beers. This hike, are you having some difficulties? Yeah, it's the elevation. It's a normal symptom of the elevation because of the lack of oxygen. Coca tea, exactly. So, yes. Chocolate group, now remember, this is nice, sun has come out. Finally, we finally see a little bit of the face of the sun. And now we're going to cross by the Funnel Street. It is one of the last remaining streets of the old town of La Candelaria that it still has its original stone sets. We also have great preservation in architecture of the colonial times. And on top of that, we're going to have side by side several different murals that have been painted by the leading street artists of Bogota. So have your eyes peeled, cameras ready, because we're going to see some fantastic details. Who has been to Comuna 13 in Medellin already? You enjoy the murals over there, colors, intense. Well, this is going to be much better. No, that will be too much of a commitment from me. Too much of a plan. Don't worry, no, it's smaller to be honest. The quality of the murals is the same, it's at the same level, but definitely is smaller than Comuna. So now, nice and easy, we go over there, no cars incoming. And if it is more comfortable for you, you can go on the sidewalk, which is going to offer you a more even surface. We start to see these nice designs, plenty of diversity. This one is a mural that actually mixes both elements that highlight the natural and ethnic diversity of Colombia. By the way, in our country we still have 115 different ethnic groups
recognized by the government. And they speak over 80 different languages. We also have a significant African presence. About 13% of the Colombian population has been African. In Western Colombia and areas of coffee that is very recommended over here.
¿Qué nos cambia la voz?
This place offers single variety coffees that those places, that's the area of and as you can notice, the street becomes more and more narrow, so hence the name, the Funnel Street. It will lead us to the Chorro de Quevedo Square, which is in the heart of Bogota. Very close, because it is where the city started back 486 years ago. Well, it's nice to visit, say, on a Tuesday after a holiday, you know, but, well, maybe that's a little bit of noise, a little bit of movements, a little bit of that bohemian spirit, but it is definitely better for the pictures. And you get to enjoy much more these colors, these designs, these shapes. Look at the nice old lady enjoying her chicha over here. This mural, by the way, was painted only about 2 weeks ago, but looks real nice and fresh. We have the pixelated style over here of a female artist, born and based in Bogota, Ultra. And look at this beauty of a native face that repeats several different times. It is a portrait of a native female leader within a tribe that lives in the south of the country, within an ethnic group. And by the way, my friend, remember, do not drink Coca-Cola, drink chicha instead. And look at the sign that we have on the inside in here. Tome chicha. Not drink Coca-Cola. It is written in the same style of the Coca-Cola sign. So it looks pretty special. Chicha is very dear to this neighborhood because it is one of the last neighborhoods of Bogota in which chicha is actively elaborated and drunk. On a different field, we also have some other artistic interventions in the form of sculptures. We have over here the sculpture of the shoe polisher, on the other side the sculpture of the juggler, and we are going to see represented all around this area. It is a place that celebrates many different artistic manifestations. And my favorite mural, just right here. Look at this beauty. Wonderfully experienced, plenty of detail, hyper-realistic. The portrait of a native witch doctor and political leader at the same time, a proper cacique, in another area of the southwest of the country. The majority of the native population of Colombia lives precisely in the Amazon region and the Orinoquia, the savannas that are shared with Venezuela. If you would like to have this experience of being more in touch with these native cultures, I would recommend to travel to Leticia, in the very south of the country, in Amazonas. Questions? We have? My friends, this is where you are going to find a place that specializes in coca products, those products that are illegal in most of the world. Because yes, we have to recognize it. Coca plant, the coca leaf, is the origin of that illegal substance, for which unfortunately Colombia is infamously known, right? As well as Peru, Ecuador, etc. But well, here you have a series of completely legal products made out of coca, at least in Colombia. Coca salt, coca oil, we have ointments, we have coca rum, we have also coca tea for the ones that maybe are experiencing some issues with the elevation. You can precisely have a coca tea and that is going to be recomforting. It helps with the blood pressure, it is soothing, it is calming, so you can get something like that right here. So group, now we are going to be walking over there and let's see if there is any possibility of some chicha tasting for the ones interested. And anyone that would like to dance, to try your movements when dancing salsa, this is the place to visit, Babu. It offers free salsa dance lessons and live salsa music.
Sí, tranquila.
I'm going to be over here.
No dice por qué no es mi estilo.
Derecho y que nos encuentren. Gracias.
La piedra de la amistad.
I love the fight for it, by the way. And I just
We have different vowels. So they do have vowels. Por la mañana, yo le escribí temprano, la primera vez, pero después que yo lo veía, yo siento. Yo creo que fue el viernes que lo pasé todo el día fuera con y tenía un
So my friends, now we gather over here just by the center of this space. Very welcome to the Chorro de Quevedo Square, which is the place where Bogota was born 486 years ago. Maybe you noticed, remember in the area of the Rosario Square, where we had all of the emeralds being traded, that there was something missing. We had an empty pedestal in the middle of it. Maybe you're wondering, do we have any sculpture or any statue of an important character over here? Yes, we have it. And in fact, you are going to definitely remember the base of that pedestal and the Rosario Square. You see? This is the statue that was removed from there. The statue of none the more and none the less than the founder of Bogota, Gonzalo Jimenez de Quesada. A name that you're not going to remember by the end of the tour. Definitely, it is a complex, long Spanish name. In fact, you're not going to remember my full name, Byron Alberto León Méndez. And I could keep on going because I could add the short names, the second short names of my parents. So yes, we have that custom coming all the way from Spain of these long composite names. Gonzalo Jimenez, this guy whose statue is now at the Museum of Bogota, no longer in a public space, established Bogota according to the local tradition right here in this spot on the 6th August 1538. So yes, Bogota is one of the oldest Spanish foundations in all of South America. In fact, here in Colombia, we have the oldest Spanish foundation overall that is still continuously inhabited. You have been over there, maybe some of you, Santa Marta. It dates back to 1525, so that means that its 500 birthday is just around the corner. Questions? We have? Well, my friends, since this one is the place where Bogota originated in the Spanish times, we have replicas of the first colonial houses that were built in this location. Yes, these are replicas. Don't worry, we're going to see the real deal in a moment. And we also have a replica of the first Catholic church that was built in our city. This one dates back to 1964, or in all the second, the one that was initially built in a slightly different location. And on top of that, we have a structure in the back that makes this place feel like an open Greek-Roman amphitheater. It is a place to cultivate and to celebrate the arts, and I invite you to come, especially on well, hopefully you are going to be still here for Thursday, I cross fingers. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday afternoons, it gets very animated. Storytellers, we have also musicians, buskers, circus artists, everything can be enjoyed over here. And of course, plenty of heavy chicha drinking. By the way, have in mind the following. Since you are higher in the mountain and there is a significant lack of oxygen, you are going to get wasted much faster than normal. Yes, if you get wasted with, let's say, 15 beers, it's going to be 9 beers up here in Bogota. If you get wasted with 6 or 7 glasses of scotch, it's going to be maybe 3 or 4 right here in Bogota. You have been warned, okay? So my friends, now we're going to briefly go over there, into that area. We're going to discover another series of murals. Right?
Por donde venimos.
Y después bajan otros dos cuadras.
Hay que bajar por la 11, ¿no?
Y yo voy por ahí.
Ah,
Sí,
no, vamos
exacto.
a ver.
Sí, listo, yo voy por ahí. Ajá, listo.
Chicha only 6,000.
Soaking Group, ¿va? Sí, la que tengo la degustación más exquisita. Soaking Group, let's gather over here. Look at this, another wonderful piece of street art. In this case, a shaman that is invoking the spirit of the jaguar. And we also have a bird that emerges from there. It eventually transforms into a dragon. Different stages of transition. And voila, on the other side, look at that beauty. Chichas in different presentations. If anyone would like to give it a try, go for it. Esta es de uva, ¿cierto?
De uva, sí.
This one is grape chicha, by the way. It is. The base is corn, by the way, but it is flavored with grape, grape juice. So you can definitely give it a try. Important also that you know, this is a product that is rich in probiotics, just like a yogurt. Just like kombucha, for example, because it is fermented. But if you consider that you have
Do you have mango?
a relatively, let's say,
Mango?
a more sensitive organism, I would have a small quantity of this. Or else you're not going to get out of the bag. Yes, exactly, that's what you usually have. So, a small quantities, just to try, and so that you can precisely check its features of texture and flavor.
Mango me dijiste.
Todas tienen alcohol. Yes, all of these do all of these have alcohol. Yes, because all of these have gone through a fermentation process.
Thank you.
Esa es mango maracuyá, ¿no? Sí. That one, the yellow one, is mango passion fruits.
Sí, señorita.
If you want to make straight, it's alcoholic.
And well, if maybe you have heard that the corn kernels are chewed before they are fermented, that is true. The corn kernels are typically chewed to aid in the fermentation process, and then is spats. And that is then mixed with
That's
water
fresh if
and
you
the
want.
refined brown sugar. But since we are in an urban area where public health, regulations are enforced, no one chooses to do that. This would happen in the most remote of native areas. That's where you would have that kind of chicha. Therefore, the law incoming. There. Wait. So how is that chicha? Do you like it? Yes, alcohol. Yes, remember, right? It's like the alcoholic, 4% alcohol content. Corn. Corn. The base is corn, but flavored with different juices. We have something called traditional chicha, which has no fruit essence at all. It is only the corn, the water, and the refined brown sugar.
Gallinita a 10. Tú deseas el de un shot de tequila y te queda. Pero se llama vuelta porque se despierta el mismo
Porque ya se acabó.
Pineapple pizza, for example, like that. So yeah, they usually go up just to across like this. That's where they see this. No, so yeah, exactly. This plastic. And is that Venezuela? The other one is
I got you on record that you drank alcohol. I got you on
So,
record.
how was that?
You drank.
Yeah, the chicha, yeah, it's real nice, huh? Yeah. Yeah, we got to precisely have that. And if anyone is interested, please, you can buy half a bottles in some places, full bottles, or a complete glass of chicha, so you can enjoy as you walk around. By the way, if you are going to get the bottles, please consume them in 1 maximum 2 days. And if you are going to store them, put the lids, have the lid a little bit open because the fermentation process will keep on going. If you shut it very tightly, it will explode. Yes, because and it's smelly, as you can tell. Yeah, it's going to well provide a real nice, strong aroma to wherever it has been stored. Car, living room, etc. Sets perfect.
Does he have a fresh chicha there?
Fresh?
Yeah.
No fresh.
No fresh
No
on
fresh
it.
chicha. Exactly. Actually, we have the
Yeah, sure.
By the way, if you're interested in fresh chichas, you would find that or in the Caribbean. In the Caribbean, corn fresh chicha and pineapple chicha. That's what is nice as well. So, group, if we're okay, now we proceed onto that direction. And now we're going to walk all the way to the main square. And if anyone remember, please you can always return and get your chicha in here. Why not? The place is open until midnight, as the majority of the businesses around over here. This one is a place that has plenty of open even until 1 in the morning.
That's why what offer you have to ask for something. You can pretty much any fruit, anything which has sugar in it, they can make chicha. You parece o trash is no? For room the trash.
So the group, trash bin over there is going to be the last trash bin that we're going to see in a while, please. So if you're going to get rid of your rubbish, you should definitely go to that corner because we're not going to have any more trash bins. Why? Homeless persons is
Es que empezando por el olor, pues bueno, pero la normal. Sí, por eso. Let's go this side or we have one chicha.
someone chicha here and it is cold. Just in case you're interested. Unexpectedly refreshing. Despite it's very
¿A la orden? Botellita 5 fría. Chicha fría a la orden. Así con el
And another great vegan and vegetarian option for you, Nativa. The mural is also spectacular. Look at the level of detail again. It precisely highlights all of the natural diversity of our country. And guess what? It offers you a day menu for 18,000 pesos. That is 100% vegan. And on weekends, there are also available different traditional dishes of Bogota and Colombia in their vegan form with no animal protein. Now for the ones that are looking maybe for some more chicken and beef and pork, don't worry, by the end of the tour, we're going to talk about traditional gastronomy of Bogota. And yes, my friends, now we can enjoy some of the most well-preserved streets of La Candelaria. This is that area of the old town that, as I told you, is up to the level of Cartagena. Smaller properties, smaller windows, smaller doors. Because number one, Bogota was a significantly poorer city than Cartagena. Cartagena that had, of course, that function of being the main port during colonial times. Bogota up in the mountain, it was basically completely separated from those important commercial circuits. And number two, in order to keep the temperature nice and warm inside the houses, it was important to build small windows and small doors. On top of that, you can see that the ceilings, the rooftops are not as inclined as in Cartagena. In Cartagena, they have a much more narrower angle. Over here, more ample to keep the houses warm. We needed air ventilation in Cartagena, and in Bogota, we needed to keep the temperature nice on the inside. Look at how the mountains look so pretty nice and verdant over here. So do you speak Welsh as well? Out of your group, do we have any big coffee enthusiasts in this group? Well, yeah, I could see that in the market you got some very good coffee. Did you like the coffee in the markets? Is it good? Yes. That is the emphasis of Colombian coffees. Flavors and aromas, not that much body. That's why our country, let's go a little bit more into the sidewalk, despite being the third largest exporter of coffee in the world, we have some of the lowest rates of coffee consumption per capita. Yes. Which one is the country that exports the most coffee in the world? You might know this. Brazil, number one. What's the number two Asian country? It's in the top five. It's in the top five, Indonesia, but it's another Southeast Asian country. Vietnam, very good. Number two. Number three, Colombia. Number four, Indonesia. Number five, Ethiopia. And despite that position, we are outside of the top 50 consumers of coffee per capita in the world. Because our coffees, despite they have these characteristics of flavor and aroma, they don't have that much body. They are more watery. Just like the American coffees. The American coffees are also extremely watered down. Way too large and way too bitter. And of course, for Colombians, it's definitely a no-no. When we go to the US to have some coffee in Starbucks, the Coffee Bean, Dunkin' Donuts, it's like, oh my gosh. Yeah, we mix our coffee because of those fruity flavors, floral flavors. The US is outside of the top 20 of coffee consumption per capita. Which one do you think is the biggest consumer per capita of coffee in the world? Or do you know it maybe? Italy is in the top 10, but not the number one. Sweden is in the top 10 as well. On the side of Sweden, actually on the eastern side of Sweden. Finland is the undisputed number one consumer of coffee per capita. Number two, Norway. Number three, Denmark. Number four, Iceland. Number five, an outsider, the Netherlands. Yes, it is the only non-Nordic country in the top five. The top 10 is completed by Sweden, France, Italy, Germany, and Austria. Those are the biggest consumers of coffee per capita. Because the coffees in those places are thick, plenty of them. Questions? So, why do we talk about coffee? I recommend a lot that place, Café del Mercado, where you can enjoy coffee, single origin coffees from different areas of Colombia. And as well, alongside over here, we have some other places that I'm going to recommend you. Who likes hot chocolate, for example? Huh? Yes, the next place is all devoted to hot chocolate. And who would be interested in putting some cheese in your chocolate? Yes, yes. Have you done it already? Yes. With your name again? Coco. So Coco, what do you think, Coco, of that combination? Was it good? Do you like it? Yeah, Coco liked it. Cheese in the hot chocolate, a tradition that was born in Bogota, by the way, and is spread to the rest of the country. And a great place to enjoy that combination of cheese and chocolate, right here at Cacao Mangola. Hopefully they will open, but it doesn't seem like it. They should be open already by this time of the day. Tuesday, maybe a rest day, but hopefully tomorrow you will be able. Don't worry, I'm going to show you another place where you can also have that traditional mix of cheese and hot chocolate. We do fairly strange things with cheese in Colombia. It is not only the cheese inside the hot chocolate. We love to enjoy with a slice of guava candy, for example. Specifically guava candy at the same time. You mix the two flavors inside it. Cheese on fruit salads. Shredded cheese on top of fruit salads with your cream, condensed cream, ice cream, all of that in that fruit salad. And a specialty of Southwest Colombia, a full plantain sliced by hand with a slice of chestnut. How does that sound? That aroma, delicious. It is the typical aroma of a day menu restaurant. Look at the guys enjoying their lunch over there. Costing only some 15,000 pesos. You have the main course, soup, and the drink, all for that price. We're talking about some $4, $3.50. In some cases, only $3 for a movie. Those are the places that you should be for. Those are the proper working class restaurants, where you see university students, office workers, etc. And tour guides, of course. Yeah, that's how they do. And one final business fact. In this case, we get to see a jaguar, a chieftain, imagined as a three-eyed jaguar, with his crown, with his native, with all of that, of being the leader of its own native culture. By the way, among the native civilizations of Colombia, jaguars have been seen as a symbol of power and strength. So that's why they are usually normally associated to chieftains and political leaders. 3 other gastronomic options in this area. Number 1, Red and Blue House over there, Quinoa y Amaranto, considered to be the top vegetarian restaurant of La Candelaria. Also offering a main menu that costs 25,000 pesos. Great vegan empanadas, by the way. Number 2 option, La Hamburgueseria, where you see the circle of red sign. What do you think is sold in a place called La Hamburgueseria? Burgers, exactly, Yeah, why to try burgers in Colombia, since it's not traditional to us, Well, this is proper food, not like your plastic food of Burger King or McDonald's or anything like that, This is proper beef, proper chicken, proper breads, and they have great vegan and vegetarian options, And number 3, El Aquelarre. We're going to see it in a moment. Orange and Blue House, Latin American fusion foods. The group, questions?
Yeah,
Yes,
all the restaurants you're suggesting they take credit card?
Okay, very good question by Pavan. Yes,
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, do these restaurants take credit card? The majority take credit card. The vast majority. For example, the ones on this side, they are probably credit cards. Quinoa y Amaranto as well receives credit card, but as the smaller the restaurant, the less probabilities that they are going to accept cards. For example, the restaurant that we found that offers the menu, no cards, only cash. So, by the way, where do you come from?
From US.
Nice, From Washington, D.C. That's a destination that I would love to visit. because of the museums. That's very important. Able to go around enjoy all of that you see also in the movies. All of this grandeur of the government buildings, monuments as well. Yeah.
So, group, another place that is highly advisable for enjoying coffee, Orígenes. I don't know if anyone has come for breakfast over here. Very recommended for that meal. Oh yeah, there you have it. So, how was the experience here? Right? Like it? Nice, exactly. We have precisely a recommendation over here. Great breakfast and high quality coffee at Orígenes. Cozy, small, but with everything that do with it, as long as the place is relatively empty. Right now it looks a little bit busy, in fact. There are some church men. So group, now we cross over here. Group. Did I spoil the picture? No. We're going to cross in here. Let's wait for this to cross. And now we're going to go down. So you see, this is what we have to fight with here in Bogota. Rain, sun, now the conditions, hail at some point. There have it. Places in Germany, the Netherlands, in Belgium, in Denmark, Northwest US, the British Isles, it's exactly the same.
I've been in Central
I found out okay, so yeah. It should be summer, so it will be that. So this one will come on.
Internet for your phone, gigas, leasing car, internet for your phone.
Stage by stage.
So okay, my friends, so beyond Colombia, let's gather a little bit more over here. Yes, I believe again. Pretty good. We're going to wait for our window. We have a compact group. As you know, these drivers here in Colombia are not very courteous when it comes to giving the way to pedestrians. In fact, we have the right of way. You're not going to believe this. We do have the right of way. But the majority of drivers ignore that, or they just don't care. They couldn't give any of this. Nice. There. Oh, well, at least it's nice to see some patches of blue sky. Look at that, sir. At least you can say that you came to Bogota and you saw blue skies. Well, in fact, we only get clear blue skies in Bogota in between January and February. For about 40-50 days. That's it. The rest of the year is overcast, like we are experiencing right now. And until the 1940s, Bogota was basically this, what it is today, the old town. It was a relatively small city back in the time. Well, most of the commercial activities, most of the political activities took place over here. It was the fashionable area to live. Which was the population of Bogota back in those times? 1948, approximately 650,000 people. Right? And if we go further back in time, 1910, 130,000 people. 2024, 8.2 million people. So you can see that the population growth in the last 8 years was exponential, going all the way to this.
First like this, and then like this. And that's why La Candelaria got its name only recently. As recent as the 1960s, when people started to report the story to whenever they were going to meet up in this particular city. That is the Church of La Candelaria, dating back to 1703. It is located just at the geographical center of what it is the old Bogota. Another iconic spot in the middle of this area, and in the background, the Guadalupe Mountains, which is crowned with a statue of the Virgin Mary. By the way, remember the rope walk that I told you that's a walk from Monserrate to that mountain? It is that one. He arrived basically to the head of the statue of the Virgin Mary. That was the picture. Questions? Okay, my friends, now we come over here. Now let's get a little bit of protection from the rain. It's still not that much. And other artists representing there. So the group, let's come over here. We get some protection. You can actually sit down over here in this area if you would like. Looks clean enough to me. Hopefully, if you're okay, you can just have a seat. And it feels good, right? Feels good to give a rest to your knees, to your back. We have some more space in here, as you can see, more all the way around. Yes, exactly. There we go. Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, please tell me, recognize the signature style of this artist? Yes, Fernando Botero. For the ones that have been to Medellin, did you go to the Botero Park, the Botero Square? Did you enter the Antioquia Museum to see the Botero collection as well? No, not yet, not yet. An excuse to go back to Medellin, you see? Yes, for the ones that didn't see it, it is an amazing experience to go in that collection. I think that you enjoyed it. Large oil paintings, by the way, wonderfully executed, but it does cost. And it can be quite expensive for the Colombian standards. I think that maybe you pay like 35,000 pesos, more or less. Yeah. It is not super expensive for our travelers, for our visitors, but it's quite expensive for the Colombian standards. A museum that costs 35,000, for local it's like 25,000. It's still it's a good amount of money. Well, if you would like to enjoy Botero for free, that is the place to visit. Not today, unfortunately. Yes. Is this your last day in Bogota? For some of you, yes. So you see, now you have to get back to Bogota. Because the Botero Museum is the only one, alongside other three, that is closed on Tuesdays. Yes. Why? Because it is open on Mondays. Mondays is when most of the museums of Bogota are closed, so the Central Bank of Colombia, which manages plenty of different museums, decides to open this one on Mondays and close it on Tuesdays. What a shame. What a shame, why? Because it is not only the art of Botero that you get to see over there, you also get to see Mirós, Picassos, Chagall's, Toulouse-Lautrec's, Renoir's, Beckmann's, Ernst, de Kooning's, Bacon's, and a long, etc. of the most important Western artists of the last 200 years. And everything for how much? Free. For free, exactly. I think that some of you have been already to the Botero Museum, and you just walked in. If you had a backpack, the guards only checked your backpack, and that was it. You had all of this for free. And it is free all of the days of the week. It is not only the weekends, like the Gold Museum. Yes, the Gold Museum is free on weekends. This one is free every day, and it was the decision of Botero himself. If you didn't know how Botero looked like, here we have him, posing with one of his signature gorditas. That's the name that we use to refer to the art of Botero. Gorditos y gorditas de Botero. The fat boys and the fat girls of Botero. Right? But in the end, these are not representations of persons that are suffering obesity. They are just represented in large volumes. That is the official name of the style, the large volumes. Question for you and spoilers for some.
How large is the original Mona Lisa? It's quite tiny, yeah? About this size. Underwhelming, yeah? Disappointing in my opinion, yeah? Please, Mr. Leonardo da Vinci, when you're having maybe, I don't know, an economic downturn and you didn't have enough materials to make it maybe larger, right? Of course, no disrespect to da Vinci, yeah? It is one of the great works of Western arts, yeah? But it's maybe a little bit too tiny, yeah? Fernando Botero solved the issue, and I promise that you are going to see this very special Mona Lisa in that place. It is a family-sized painting. Yes, about this size. And it is not only a jollier, more well-fed, and heavier Mona Lisa, right? It is a painting that definitely puts the emphasis on size. You can take your picture with it, on the side with it, as long as the flash remains on. But please have in mind that you have to stay 1 meter away from this, or else the alarms will be set off. Questions? Now we have. On the side of the Botero Museum, you also have the collection of art of the Central Bank of Colombia and the Old Mint, which is a collection of coins and banknotes. Look at the level of preservation of that house. This is the main courtyard of this 1757 construction, which precisely gives you all of that looks of a traditional Spanish colonial house. Roman-style arches, balusters, balconies, nicely preserved gardens. It is a treat to be. And again, all for free. All of the museums are interconnected and all of them free. Questions? Yes?
When did Botero live? What years?
Okay. When was Botero, which were the years in which Botero was active? He was born in 1932. He started painting when he was only 15 years old, by the way. He became more of a professional painter in his mid-20s. And he was very active until the time of his death 1 year ago, at the age of 90. Yes, he was actually still actively painting. When he had a health crisis, he was rushed to the hospital and ultimately he died. Where was he living at the time of his death? In Monaco. So that means that he was fairly, just a little bit successful with his own hands. Just a little bit. To live in Monaco, just a little bit successful. Questions? Yeah, very good, my friends. Now we start going towards the main square and we start to close our tour, right? But yes, another question. Gabriel Garcia Marquez, does he have a museum over here? The writer and novelist? We are going to find out at a certain point. Don't worry, it's going to be a cliffhanger. Yeah, a little bit of a cliffhanger. So now, here. I'm going to start thinking about this. Which one do you think was the main reason for the separation of Panama from Colombia? Don't tell me yet. Just keep on thinking about that.
¿Se imaginan? Va a pasar.
So again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close my umbrella and I'm going to expose myself to the rain a little bit so you can much better enjoy the beauty of another of the best preserved streets of La Candelaria. In here we have more of the balconies, more of the clay tile rooftops. The level of preservation is very high in this area. It could be even designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Why not? Thing is that the local government has not put that much effort into making it happen. Then we also have this really interesting Italian Mediterranean inspired building. It was the first military academy of Colombia, 1850. Nowadays, it is the military museum. And guess how much does it cost to enter there? Free, exactly. Another free place. And if you're interested in armaments, equipment, vehicles, uniforms, this one is the place to visit. Because of the sensitive nature of the collection that we have in there, it is guarded by members, members of the presidential guards. If you look at them, they are very young, right? Because they are conscripts. We have conscription in Colombia. There is mandatory military service for all males above the age of 17, and it lasts for 1 year. Right? There are ways to get out of the military service: medical exemptions, family-related exemptions, and if you are accepted into an university that has preeminence over military service, but your parents or yourself still have to pay a compensatory fee to the government. That's what happened with me. I went straight to university, but my parents still had to pay a percentage of their yearly because of that. Questions? That makes
closed today?
Sorry?
Closed today?
Closed today, unfortunately. First working day of the week. It's going to close. But tomorrow, hopefully, it's going to be open again. It's going to be open. By the way, this system of the military service makes it very unfair. You see? Because in the end, it is the children of the lowest income families, the ones that go to pay the military service. Families that belong to the middle classes, out of my case, to of course, the upper classes, high income classes, they have their ways, or they have influences to prevent their children paying for military service. Again, very important. Shouldn't be like that. Questions? Yes?
Is Colombia in active war with any other country, or?
Great question over here. Do we have any active international conflict in Colombia? Not at all. Our conflict is internal. It is with these different illegal armed groups that still pose a threat in some areas of Colombia, especially in the west, the south of the country, and the northeast. Those are the areas in Colombia that are still a no-go. Areas like Norte de Santander, most of Chocó, most of Cauca, most of Nariño, most of Putumayo, those are the no-go areas. And that's where it's still necessary to have a certain deployment of conscripts.
So therefore the conscripts will be fighting with their own people.
Okay, great question. Will the conscripts, would they be, for example, fighting their own people? It could happen, because there might be conscripts in the military that have relatives that have been recruited by illegal armed groups. Yes, because they come from these very similar low-income backgrounds. In fact, there are persons that while they are conscripts in the military, they cannot return to their places for origin, because there is operation of illegal armed groups and they will know who is in the military in those areas. It's still quite a sad reality. We have been fighting to change this. It was far worse 25, 30 years ago. That's the reason why you are here. It is a very much changed country. Over 75% of the Colombian territory is safe to visit, but there are still off-limits areas. Which was the percentage of the territory that was safe 30 years ago? Less than 30%. So you see, nowadays it has greatly changed. Questions? No? Perfect. So now we'll keep on going down over here. Are you getting hungry, by the way? Yes, some of you, yes. Well, some of you had that meat burning snack in the market. But the thing is that because you burn calories much faster in here, you are going to get hungry much faster as well. Don't worry, we're about to get to that lunch time, and I'm going to recommend you some places.
Tak panu Nie, Andrzej, mogę tu biegać, naprawdę wiesz.
Bueno, y tu español también ya tiene que estar 1A, ¿no? Ya estoy viendo aquí.
Yo no sé de todo eso.
So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, who likes theater? Who likes to go and enjoy a play from time to time? Do you go to opera concerts, for example? I think that several of you would love that. Well, you can always visit the Christopher Columbus Theater, right? It's a shame that they are removing the Colombian flags, because with the Colombian flags it looked awesome. Now, well, we at least have one. It is the oldest and most emblematic theater of all of Bogota. Dating back to 1892, it typically offers some 60-70 events during the year. Big capacity, wonderfully preserved as well. Look at the interior. Nothing to envy from other big stages around the world. All clad in red and gold. Beautiful fresco painted over the ceiling. Seating is also follows the styling of more than 100 years ago. So it's a pretty special place to visit, even if you're not going for any of the events. I have a good news and a bad news for you. The good news, there are guided tours inside, yes. The bad news, it's under restoration until the middle of December, more or less. So yeah, next year you can always return to Bogota and enjoy this treasure of the city. Another of those hidden treasures, because this is curious, Bogota may not be known internationally for its cultural events, but in fact we have a very long-standing tradition of theater. We actually celebrate in our city the biggest theater festival of all of the Americas, the Ibero-American Theater Festival, that takes place every 2 years. So here now we have, opposite to the Columbus Theater, we have the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, just over here. It was until the 1970s the Presidential Palace of Colombia by the way. Remember who was the first president of Colombia? Simon Bolivar. That means that Simon Bolivar had his office and his residence just right here. Has anyone been to Portugal, by the way? Yes, have you been to Porto? Or Oporto, as it is known in there? Maybe you recognize those blue tiles on that side. Yes, that was a gift from the Portuguese government to commemorate the 450 years of Bogota, ideally installed right outside of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So now we come down over here. Now we have a band of gray clouds coming from the west. You see, we get clouds from everywhere, from the west, from the east, from the north, from the south. We are in the middle of an area that will be cataloged as the perfect storm.
And well, my friends, remember who is the unofficial ambassador of the Colombian Emerald in Colombia? Angelina Jolie. Very good. Who is the unofficial ambassador of the Colombian Oblea? Yes, exactly. You can approach, please. You can approach over here, please. Let's come in here. Yes, a familiar face to us, Mick Jagger. ¿Cómo estás? He became the unofficial ambassador of the Colombian Oblea when he bought one of these goodies from our friend over here. She has the photo to prove it. Look at this. Yeah, it looks like her, right? And then we have Mick Jagger buying that oblea when he and his band offered a concert some years ago in Bogota. What is exactly an oblea? It is constituted by two large wafer-type cookies, typically very crunchy, fresh. You typically fill them with milk caramel. That is the most normal ingredient as a filling. But you can also add blackberry sauce, you can add milk cream, chocolate chips, you can add strawberry sauce as well, and a savory ingredient. Cheese, exactly, which you can see just right here, shredded cheese. So that is the beauty of the oblea, mixing sweets, more subtle, and also savory flavors. What is my favorite combination? Milk caramel and milk cream. The milk caramel in Colombia is extremely sweet. So, in order to make it a little bit more subtle, you add some milk cream, and the combination is perfect. If you would like to add a more sour flavor, you can go with blackberry sauce. So if anyone is going for an oblea, be my guest. You can always return naturally, or you can get it right now, so you get all of the flavors. And you can couple that with aromatica. What's cooking in that pot? It is an infusion made with fruits and herbs. Mountain papaya, strawberry, plums, golden berries, rosemary, mint, everything. So those are usually great combinations. This one nice and fresh, room temperature, and this one warm. So there we have some local delicacies for you whenever you would like. So, gracias. Yeah, look at what's cooking in the pots. Yes, strawberries, gold berries. It smells great. It smells heavenly. And you can add a shot of liquor if you're interested, and it is sweetened with honey, exactly. Aguardiente. Who has tried aguardiente already? Yes. Coco didn't like it, by the way. Do you like it, by the way? Is it sugar? No sugar in here. The sweetener is honey. No sugar, so that means that this is actually extra healthy, because no refined sugars are used in this. Only the fructose of the fruits present over here, and the honey, that's it. Also, a bit of lime is spread, as well as some cinnamon. You can add either the aguardiente, which is similar to ouzo. Have you tried ouzo from Greece? Yeah, exactly. It has a very dominant licorice flavor, right? And we also have brandy, whiskey, or tequila. And the prices change depending on the liquor. The base price for the aromática, just the infusion, 4,000 pesos.
Para mí
Sin miel? Okay. I see that some are getting that delicious oblea. Yes.
How long are they open?
How long are these places open? They are typically until 6 p.m. approximately. 6-7 p.m. you are going to find all of these places available. And this is very reconforting, in fact, for colder days like this.
No, not now. I'll come back.
Ooh, that looks delicious. I like the those reddish colors. So, okay, group, how is the oblea over there? Like it? Blackberry sauce and milk caramel? Yeah, great. That's a nice combination. Good. So, okay, guys. Sorry. Arequipe in Colombia. By the way, name for the milk caramel in Colombia, arequipe. That word is only used in Colombia, so you have it in mind. Arequipe. In Argentina, dulce de leche. As simple as that. So group, remember, all available. Listo, vemos. Until 6-7 p.m.
Y reciba gratis una aplicación del aceite de coca y marihuana.
A la orden, bienvenidos a la orden.
El aceite de coca y marihuana se frota y se deja por 5 minutos. Al aceite de coca.
No, manito, tú dices, no, la mujer, mi hermano.
no saben en qué momento hacer.
Especial para esas personas que están en casa, agobiadas por tanto colores y diversidad.
Gordo, te está poniendo más negro, ¿no, gordo?
Es especial para aliviar sus dolores y enfermedades como artritis, reumatismo, artrosis y osteoporosis. El aceite de coco de marihuana es especial para las personas sanas.
Here, you two solo ingredient, huh?
2 ingredients.
So then it's 350.
And if they, I tell you,
No.
no, I see. Okay?
Gracias.
Thank you.
చూడలేదా అక్కడ నువ్వు ఎంత ఉందని
అది 35 అనుకున్నా.
35 3,500 డాలర్ కన్నా తక్కువ అది. ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు $35 పెట్టుకునేదాన్ని $4-5 పెట్టి.
నాకు అర్థం కాదు.
ఇది లెస్ దెన్ $1.
What about?
Yeah. ఎక్కడ కొరుకుతున్నావు? ఆగురా, మెల్లగా నడు.
ఎక్కడున్నారా?
స్కూల్ అన్నమాట ఇది.
Chupe el caramelo de jengibre. Sufre dolor de cabeza. Chupe el caramelo de jengibre.
The executive house in our city, Parisian inspires, and it makes a real life What else do we have in the southern side? Congress Hall, Greek Roman inspiration dating back to 1929. Very elegant pillars and chapitels and all of the balusters. And finally, what do we have in here? All of the Catholic hierarchy reunited in just one single place. We have the Prime Cathedral of Bogota, 1823, Palace of the Archbishop, 1954, Tabernacle Chapel, 1672, and the first residence of the Bishop, the Beige Small House, 1692. Now that we are looking at some Colombian flags over here, what do you think the yellow represents in the flag?
Gold.
Gold, the symbol of wealth. Some native cultures identified gold with tears of the sun, so sun could be also a possible answer. Ultimate, that gold. What about the blue? What do you think it represents? The water of the oceans, Pacific Ocean, Caribbean Sea. And the red, very easy. Bloods, the blood that was shed by the heroes of the independence. In that corner, you get to see another flag, alongside the Colombian one. It's only yellow and red, gold and red. It is the flag of Bogota. Why do you think there is no blue in the flag of Bogota?
No ocean.
No seas, no ocean, no beaches. We are 600 kilometers away from the closest beach to Bogota. So imagine that. We suffer a severe lack of sand, and those seas, those waves. So my friends, I can listen to some rain already on that side. So now we're going to move in that direction over there. Naturally, the invitation is that all these students can come to the square, see some better pictures, have a nice farmers market, and let's see if we can find a place for the Venezuelan chicha. It's actually a very and yes, the around here, llamas and alpacas, the owners will charge you about 10,000 to 20,000 pesos for the photo session. Well, but news, no pasta chicha today. Yeah, he usually has his carpet around the city.
Thunder!
No hay coca de marihuana para todos los dolores.
Sino que es que usted hace una acción y queda rechero.
తీసుకొని రెయిన్ కోట్ వేసుకో రెయిన్ పడుతుంది డెఫినెట్గా దాంతో సరిగా అయ్యి